in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds.
Not the slightest bit gave you the feeling that I won anything. I'm the one avoiding I'm with. Regard to limits, it seems as though Kanye and Feline Williams are rustling up some residue directly following a searing meeting with Club Shay. I'm a divine being. Everyone says, who does he assume he is it? Just let you know who I assumed I was a divine being, despite the fact that Kanye has been out of the titles for a long while. His supposed companion and partner is dropping stunners in regards to his new rush with death. I suspect that we're quite dreadful individuals on the off chance that we say that someone got a psychological sickness, and we watch what they in all actuality do. Curiously, Feline had many vivid words to say regarding his companion's bombed marriage. We should dig into the most recent show that has set the business into a wild craze. As of late, Feline Williams, the informant of the business, went on a huge meeting that has set the web burning during his sit-down with Shannon Sharpe. He uncovered that the business has been taking advantage of Kanye for quite a long time, yet since he didn't plunk down and take it like they expected, they marked him as insane. We quite terrible individuals on the off chance that we say that someone got a psychological instability, and we watch what they truly do. Yet Feline brought up the incongruity that despite the fact that individuals consider him unsteady, they actually judge him on the guidelines of a typical individual. On the off chance that you say some got extraordinary necessities, how could you watch them and considering them responsible like every other person? The comic proceeded to contend that the 46-year-old rapper ought to be given exceptional thought because of his supposed mental issues. He said, wouldn't you grate them on a bend? Wouldn't you go charm this person since I intend? What are we responding to? What are we responding to? He suggested that assuming that the supposed psychological instability were valid, the Hollywood business would be liable for Yeezy's condition. He made sense of that Kanye was overhyped by the modern higher-ups as a music virtuoso, and the unnecessary strain was enormous. It isn't unfathomable for individuals with gifted capacities to break down under serious examination. You're the one that set him in a position where he assumed he was God and could call himself Use. You're the one that let the person know that composes melodic IC versus that he was a virtuoso. Feline remarked that he doesn't have the foggiest idea about what it is that the business needs from the previous craftsman. He made sense of right now that Khan's vision in regards to life overall is so disabled because of the supposed programming that he had a double U for his better half. You're the one that resembles, so what? Do you expect the person wedded? A Feline later expounded on the conjugal issue, making sense of his perspective by saying, I didn't mean it like that. I mean he wedded her since she was one, not that he did. Don't realize he comprehended that needed that he sought, that is what he needed to be base his family on, despite the fact that Kim Kardashian has a quite large following via virtual entertainment. Feline guaranteed that in the event that his words weren't correct, then how could she end up with Pete Davidson, who is known to lie around to drive his point further? Feline stressed that after 9 months he additionally said a final farewell to her. He suggested that even Pete had better expectations than Kanye in such manner in the event that what I'm talking about isn't right. Then how can she end up with Pete Davidson? No, I don't uphold or malign Kanye in light of the fact that I don't see what it is we need from him now. Assuming you think Feline is done, you are dead wrong. You see, Feline uncovered that Kanye began a congregation, yet he kept knocking it openly, yet his way of behaving was empowered by the African American population in general. This buddy began a congregation and continued to cuss no one in dark church, said nothing. You would have figured every one of the ministers would have came. You can't be no gospel craftsman. On top of that, Feline anticipated that this year will be the point at which reality with regards to the Hollywood business will be presented to the world. All individuals that affection reality became blissful on the off chance that reality emerging and lies is getting uncovered. That exactly time it is looking back. It is very clear that Feline is attempting to uncover that the entire business has been wanting to expel Kanye for reasons unknown. It very well might be connected with Kanye's past disturbing conduct. You see, back in October 3, 2022, Wes Candick Owens, and undoubtedly another model, wore shirts with white live matter composed on them at Wes Yeezy style show in Paris. In spite of the words being apparently honest, the Southern Destitution Regulation Center disapproved of that. They expressed the term is related with a neo-Nazi gathering ring with that equivalent name that was established as a bigoted reaction to the social equality development people of color matter, and depicts itself as devoted to advancement of the white race and making a good move as a unified voice against issues confronting our race. Later on, West Freely grumbled about his agreement with Adidas to make Yeezy items anyway. Adidas chose to put its well-established relationship with West under survey, because of which West composed on Instagram "Effetatus I'm at it. Usatatus are, and took my plans only 2 days after the fact in a meeting with Fox News exhaust Carlson West, wore ultrasound photograph around his neck, to exhibit his supportive of life sees and guaranteed there's additional dark children being cut short than brought into the world in New York City. As of now, half of dark demise in America is early termination, and afterward raises vocalist Lizzo, while saying being overweight is massacre of the dark race. The following day, Kanye was limited from the Instagram applications since he divulged the confidential discussion with Diddy Brushes where he compromised Diddy of creating an object lesson using him. After a short time, he tweeted the tweet that stunned the business to its center. He said, passing con 3 on Jewish individuals. Unfortunately, the rundown continues endlessly, albeit this large number of occurrences truly do point towards Kanye's supposed psychological maladjustment. One can think about what drove him to that point. It isn't consistent. You see a hotshot fall out of favor for reasons unknown. Ice 3D Square himself insinuated that subsequent to seeing how was treated, Kanye individuals in Hollywood have begun to fear the results of their activities. In a meeting with Docs Morgan, he said it makes not just the individual that is getting dropped off. They're attempting to quiet them down, yet anyone's observing now they shut up. Block. An industry insider has additionally uncovered that Kanye is in incredible peril as the higher-ups are attempting to paint him as insane. They are likewise attempting to get their hands on his cash too. He implied that because of these inspirations, Yippee was as of late gone. After 3D Shape said, I accept he's doing extraordinary. You realize he's still managing for certain individuals attempting to clutch his cash. You probably won't recall yet Kanye himself uncovered that back in 2016. He uncovered the elitists that were attempting to siphon his veins with lithium under the camouflage of treating bipolar illness. He said they have this second where they put you. They bind you, they drug you, they put you on the bed, and they separate you from everybody. You realize it was something that I am glad to such an extent that I encountered myself, so I can begin by changing the second. When you are in that state, you must have somebody you trusted as brutal and crude to do that. They love to discount you. They love to remove your sentences midway. What you say doesn't mean as much. Kanye uncovered that since he resides in the US, he is hyper jumpy about everything. When you increase it, communicates your character more. You can turn out to be practically more juvenile in your demeanor. When you're in this state, you're hyper distrustful about everything. Everybody, this is my experience. Others have various encounters. Everybody currently is an entertainer. Everything's a scheme. You feel the public authority is placing contributes your head. You feel you're being recorded. You feel everything. King West was hospitalized at UCLA Clinical Center in 2016 after a breakdown went before by lack of sleep and drying out. He had been on visit around that time, and his dramatic tirades had been standing out as truly newsworthy. The visit was dropped. He affirmed his bipolar determination on his 2018 collection Yahoo, and later alluded to it as his superpower anyway. A couple of later, he eased off from the findings, scandalously telling President Trump he was misdiagnosed. Kardashian told Vogue in April that subsequent to getting clashing evaluations from different specialists, he has reaccepted his analysis. I believe we're in a very decent spot with it now. It is a close to home cycle without a doubt right now. Everything is truly quiet, yet we can feel episodes coming and we know how to deal with them. Well, that is not all. Dave Chappelle has additionally uncovered that this industry is, to be sure, a beast, and it attempts to make you down at each stride you take. He said, I accept that they gave me a terrible arrangement. Since this industry is a beast, it's the very beast that these me to be was attempting to fill you in about, yet they disdain the beast for how it I disdain that beast for how it eats. Yet my God, man, it's a similar beast. Discussing Kanye's past conduct, Dave suggests that he feels that Kanye has been broken by the business destroyed. He said, I don't think Kanye is insane at all. I believe he's perhaps not great. Fans all around the world accepted that Kanye was never reluctant and to revolt against the power in any event. When his prosperity is in danger, I have just a single comment to Kanye West isn't terrified you can't quietness him. He doesn't fall under anybody's standards, just Kanye's guidelines. He can't be purchased, the rest will sell their spirit for a buck not. Kanye, that is the reason I have distraught regard for him, regardless of whether he have a penny in his possession. What he has is respect and my regard. Returning to Feline Williams, he went after Diddy, who was as of late blamed for a few examples of yet energetically denied any off-base wrongdoing.